Okay, so welcome to part 3 of Flora's Fauna. And this time as you can probably see, I've just got started with, we're back to C1 and C2 colours again. And I've just got started because the first two rows are just, as with every part, the first two rows are just plain back loop double crochets, apart from the little edge stitches. So you've got edge stitch chain and then back loop double crochets right until you get to the last two stitches where you've got a chain and then that edge stitch. So I've done those already. Now there are actually two options for the acorns. I originally designed the cowl with the cup of the acorns at the bottom. Looked fine to me. It wasn't until I'd made up a couple of my samples and sent it out to testing that a couple of the testers felt quite strongly that the cup should be at the top, which I guess is correct if you're looking at it hanging from the tree. So it was obviously too late to completely change the pattern at that stage because I wouldn't have had time to do the samples again. So what I've actually done, which works really well, is written out, I've done a chart and the written instructions from the other way up as well. So I'm actually going to do option B here today, which is the ones with the acorn cup at the top. So whichever option you're doing, the first three rows are exactly the same. So the first two of those are like I've done here, which is a row of back loop double crochets, and then this row 3 is also going to be the same for both options. So I'll just run through that one now and you'll know whichever one you're doing. This will just help you to set up the pattern there, so it'll make it so you can sort of see how all the stitches go. So as always, we start with a slip knot and a standing double crochet, and that blanket's now falling on the floor, so it makes it a bit awkward. Right, picked it up. Okay, so I've got my standing double crochet, chain, and then row 3 starts before the main repeat with a front loop treble. So as always, when you see an F in the written instructions, or indeed on the chart, you have to work into this loop, the front loop, from the 2 rows down. Okay. Then we've got the repeat starts with one back loop double crochet and one front loop treble. Okay, so now we have got 11 back loop double crochets. So 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, whoops, 10, 11, and we will just make sure we've got 11 there. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Beautiful. So now we end that repeat with one front loop treble, one back loop double crochet, and one front loop treble. Okay, so in that, as you can see, we're now back to a 16 stitch repeat again, which means we'll have 3 of the acorn patterns before we get to our little marker. So I've carried on bringing the marker up a row, so you can see that's basically where the repeat for the whole blanket, which relates to parts sort of 2, 4 and 6, where that ends. So you'll have 3 acorns by the time you get to there. Okay, so we'll just now do the next repeat together. So we're now going to start with another back loop double crochet and one front loop treble. So that's how it's going to be. You're going to basically have little clusters, little groups of 3 trebles with a back loop double crochet in between, and in between that you've got your 11 double crochets. Okay, so 1, 2, 10, 11. Then we've got front, back, front, and that then, that's 2 repeats done. So just carry on along repeating that until you get to those last two stitches, and remember the last two will be a chain, and you'll miss that chain, the chain space underneath, and you've just got your standard double crochet under both loops at the end. So yeah, as I said, whether you're doing option A or option B, this is going to be the same for everything, and I will see you when you've done this row. If you want to do option B, we'll carry on with that in a moment. Okay, so I've just now started row 4 with my edge stitch, chain, and that first double crochet before the main repeat starts. And just another little reminder, this is going to be for option B on the written instructions in the pattern. So if you want to do your acorns the other way up with the cup at the bottom, don't follow this video, just follow the chart and the written instructions. Okay, so for option B, our repeat starts with one front loop treble in there, then we've got 2 back loop double crochets, 2, and then 2 front loop trebles, 5 back loop double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 front loop trebles, 2 back loop double crochets, 1 front loop treble, and then we end with a back loop double crochet there. Okay, so that there is our first repeat. So let's just do that once more together. So we've got front loop treble, 2 back, 2 front, 5 back, 4, 5, 1, 2 front loop trebles, 2 back, and then finally 1 front loop treble and 1 back loop double crochet. Okay, so carry on along like so, complete that row, and then we will come back and do row 5 together. Okay, so I've now just got started on row 5 with my edge stitch, the chain, and this time we've got a front loop treble before the main repeat starts. And so, oops, our repeat on this one is nice and simple: 5 back loop double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 front loop trebles in there, 5, and then 5 back loop double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we end the repeat with a front loop treble in there. So there we go. So just want to carry on, repeat all that across, and I'll see you for row 6. Okay, so I've just now got started on row 6, and we've just got the 1 back loop double crochet before the main repeat for that one. So now we start the repeat with 2 more back loop double crochets, then we've got 2 front loop trebles, 7 back loop double crochets, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 more front loop trebles, and then the repeat ends with 3 back loop double crochets. 2, 3. Okay, so there we are. So just repeat that across as we have been. So you'll obviously end up with 5 back loop double crochets in the middle there. So it's going to be a nice simple 2 front loop trebles, 7 back loop doubles, 2 front loop trebles, 5 back loop doubles, and you'll be repeating that across. And so do that. And actually, if you want to do row 7 as well, because that is basically the same thing but in reverse. So everywhere you had a treble on row 6, you're going to be working a back loop double crochet, and vice versa. So where you've had these back loop doubles, you're going to fill in with the trebles. So do those 2 and I will see you ready for row 8. Okay, so I've just now got started on row 8 there with the 1 back loop double crochet before the main repeat starts. And as I think I probably mentioned earlier, maybe on one of the other parts, you can see that you're going to actually have to do 2 more back loop double crochets there, because when there's a treble, when we worked a treble on the previous row, there's basically no front loop 2 rows down that we can work into. So we know we're now going to need to start the repeat with at least 2 back loop double crochets. So there we go, that's those. So now it's another nice easy little repeat here. We've got 1 front loop treble, then 9 back loop double crochets, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 1 front loop treble, and we're going to end the repeat with 3 more back loop double crochets. So it's nice and easy. Okay, so then again we're going to start again with 2 more back loop double crochets over there. So another nice easy one there. So just repeat that across and I will see you shortly for row 9. Okay, so just now got started on row 9 with that initial front loop treble before the main repeat starts, and now we're going to start the repeat with another one. So we've got the 2 front loop trebles there. So now we've just got 2 back loop double crochets, and we're going to fill in all of these 9 where we had the 9 back loop double crochets there. We're going to fill them all in with front loop trebles. So 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. Then we've got 2 back loop double crochets, and the repeat is going to finish with 2 front loop trebles. Okay, so just getting ready to start the next repeat with 1 more front loop treble in there. So yeah, repeat that across, and then you can do row 10 as well, because a bit like we did a little bit further back, it's basically you'll switch obviously colour and you'll be doing front loop trebles where you were doing back loop double crochets and vice versa. So obviously all over here you'll have your back loop double crochets. So do both of those rows and I will see you for row 11. Okay, so I've now just started row 11, another nice little simple one. So we start before the main repeat with that 1 back loop double crochet there, and the repeat is just 3 back loop double crochets, 2, 3, and then we've got 9 front loop trebles in there. 8 and 9, and then we're going to end with 4 back loop double crochets. So that is it basically on this row. All you need to do is put your front loop trebles over here to continue with the acorn, and in between you've just got a little run of 7 back loop double crochets. So just carry on repeating that across, and you know, if you also do rows 12 and 13, because they're also quite nice and straightforward, and I'll see you to do row 14. Right, so I've now just got started on row 14 with my edge stitch, chain, and then the first little back loop double crochet before the repeat starts. And so now we're going to be making the cups for the acorns, so quite straightforward again really. So we know the repeat now starts with 2 back loop double crochets, 1, 2, and then we've got to do 1 front loop treble, 1 back loop double. We're going to now do that 5 times, so basically on a little sort of checkerboard almost in here. Well, not checkerboard, but yeah, we're going to be alternating one front loop treble, 1 back loop double all across there. So that's 2 repeats, 3, 4, and 5, and then we just do 1 more treble there to complete that little section, and then the repeat ends with 3 back loop double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so just now you'll have obviously 5 back loop double crochets in between, and then in this little section it'll just be alternating 1 front loop treble, 1 back loop double. Okay, I think to be honest you can carry on and complete part 3 now on your own. I'll just come back every couple of rows and just show you a little picture of what your work should be looking like. But yeah, just carry on following the chart and or written instructions, and I'll see you later.